In the previous episode of SynthAsia, we went to Chiang Mai to meet Siam Modular, Thailand's first modular synthesizer company. And now we head to the nation's buzzing capital of Bangkok, where we meet the country's second entry into the industry. Introducing Voxmachina.
So I'm Pedro, originally from Portugal, also known as Voxmachina. I'm a musician from many years ago and now a modular synth builder as well.
So before looking at how Eugenio started Voxmachina in Bangkok, we figured we would head to Europe and find out how it all began.
Oh man, it's a long story. Let's make it short, okay. So I've been a musician since I was very young. Since 6 years old, my father was a musician. I've been more traditional, like a band format, kind of post-punk band, Joy Division and the likes. Okay, moving forward 10-15 years afterwards, I got more into electronic music. And so I've been traveling for a while with my wife, she's also Portuguese. We got out of Portugal a couple of years ago, looking for better work conditions, looking for a better life. And we jumped into Germany, Berlin, where I lived 2 years there. Amazing nightlife, as you might know, of course. And then, but Berlin, the kind of culture that I'm half African. I come from a refugee African family. And Berlin is like total opposite. It's cold. I'm not judging, right? It's their culture, Nordic culture. So I don't identify with that too much. But then Thailand seemed like the place, like tropical mixed with a little bit of Portugal kind of culture. Family, brotherhood, sisterhood, friendship. And I love it. Energy, and this overall feeling in Thailand that everything's going to be all right no matter what. And I love it, yeah. And then I got into modular here when I came to Thailand, actually. I got into some friends in Bangkok that were playing modular, and I was just hooked into it. Like first love at first sight.
Having been introduced to the modular synth scene in Bangkok, we now wondered, how did a post-punk rocker end up starting Thailand's second modular synthesizer company?
That's a big jump, yeah. I mean, so, Thailand, it's not cheap and easy to get this modular synths, as you might know. You have to pay the price, you have to pay the tax, so on and so forth. And the kind of sound that I wanted, that I have in my head, it was difficult to find, and I found it in like bookless synthesizer, for example. It's super expensive, like $5,000, $6,000. So I'm like, okay, I'm a software engineer for like 20 years. Maybe I can do this, And I got a lot of inspiration from Pete from Siam Modular, of course. I saw this guy is doing it.
Hello, I'm Pete, CEO of Siam Modular.
So I got in touch with Pete and people who are building it as well. And I started building, the knowledge that I have from software engineering applies the same for this kind of components. I won't get too much geeky, but the first computers, analog computers, were made of these components as well. VCOs, you have it today on your computers as well, digital, crystal, okay, not geeky. Anyway, so I got into it because it was an accessible way for me to chip, but then it became a passion, of course, as with anything related to music with myself. And then now I'm at the stage where I dream of sounds and machines in my head, and I'm able to translate that into building into physical. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment. Yeah.
Now deciding to build the machines Eugenio envisioned, we just had to ask him who influenced the Voxmachina designs.
There are three major pillars in this modular synth world: Moog, Buchla, and Surge. I started reading into history, started getting fascinated about these guys, and the more I read into it, the more I learned, the more I got passionate about it. Yeah. Voxmachina's first product was an oscillator, a VCO, called Tom Yum. So there's a very direct influence from Thailand in my models. They all have the name of Thai dishes or Thai expressions. That was my first one, and I learned, I went back until 40s, 50s, reading old magazines about electronic music, and these old magazines have the secrets printed on them. So I started building this oscillator from one of them. That was my first modular oscillator, old school. So Buchla, yeah, I have a low pass gate, which is very much inspired by Buchla, but most of it now actually is based on Surge. And I was lucky enough, I don't know how I got in touch with Surge, between exchange of emails and stuff, I was just sharing, you know, I'm doing this based on your stuff, is it okay? And he just told me, yeah, the more the merrier. So, you know, when I talk to Serge, now I have this like soft love pressure on me, because I'm keeping in touch with him, asking for advice and what can we do, what can I build. So mostly now I would say it's like Serge based inspired. Yeah. I have a favorite product, which is of course based on the Serge first sequencer from the 70s. And I just upgraded a little bit to make it more complex. I won't get into detail. It's like a matrix programmer sequencer right there. And I'm super in love with it. I'm finishing it now. It's super big, super massive, like analog sequencer. I love it. I started this by solving problems to myself. I very quickly, you know, the sequencer. I don't know why I hated all sequencers that I was looking at. Digital menus, press button, remember, I was like, no, I cannot play live like this, right? So I was like, I need to build a sequencer for myself. Totally analog, no menus, no buttons. So yeah, solving problems. I was a guitar player for many years. I need to feel a connection, a physical and emotional connection with the instrument. And in modular synth it's not that easy, you know, it takes a while for you to get into the flow, into the creative flow where you're like one with the instrument, you have built your muscle memory, so you're translating directly what comes from your mind into your hands, into the sound. So I'm looking for that, and when you build it, you're already connected to it. You know what's happening at the energy level, at the electricity level. So I feel super connected to it when I'm playing it live, and it's amazing. This is where I see myself going forward as a builder, building more expressive machines, instruments.
Another question that came up was, did the city of Bangkok influence his modules?
Totally, not just the city but the country. I mean, my models are all named after Thai dishes or Thai expressions. The sequencer is called Leo Leo, which means faster, faster, or fast. So directly influencing the products that I'm building. And Bangkok especially, you know, Bangkok is so chaotically beautiful, I guess you can say that, that it translates to everything that we do, right, into our life. And of course it translates into what I'm building as well. This chaotic, organized chaos, which is pretty much like my matrix sequencer. It's a translation of this organized chaos, yeah.
And while the future does look bright for Voxmachina, one humorous bit of detail did come up that was a little bit unexpected.
So I've been using this artistic name for quite a while actually, you know, 20 years maybe, on and off a little bit as a solo project and as the brand name now as well. And like 1 year ago, I think 1 year ago, there's this manga show called The Legend of Voxmachina. And suddenly I'm getting tagged on Instagram, on Facebook with cosplay people with costumes, with like cartoons, fan art, and like I'm super happy. But by the way, I do modular synths, guys.
You want your name back?
So it's really crazy if you search Voxmachina, you see modular synths and then manga. What a combination, right?
So with the machines of the future being built with the knowledge of the masters from the past, we asked, where can people find the Voxmachina modules?
So good question. I came here to talk with Pete from Siam Modular, you know, and suddenly we have a partnership and my models will be available at siammodular.com as well. I'm very appreciative of Peter for this partnership. So yes, Siam Modular, you can find my models there. I want to say, you know, feel free to reach out. You know, I'm not only trying to set up this business or to sell modules, I'm trying to share the knowledge, to share the culture. Feel free to reach me out on Reddit, on Instagram. Many people have reached out, so yeah.
And that's it for our current look at the Thai modular synth industry, but join us next time as we check out a synth company in the hyper city of Hong Kong.